How often do you wake up ready to start on your business building task or working towards your goals, but something happens and you quit? Perhaps you get sleepy, decide to work later, or a friend calls and you decide to go out instead of taking the action you'd planned on. After all, you only have one life. While it's perfectly fine to take a break from time to time, it shouldn't become a habit. Hey everyone, this is Steve Black with Content for Coaches, and welcome to the next episode of Friday Focus. Procrastination, analysis paralysis, and perfectionism are our worst enemies, not to mention stress, which can discourage even the most motivated person. One thing is for sure, we all have the same 24 hours in a day, and it's up to us how we use them. I have been a big procrastinator. In some cases, in some areas, I still am. I'm getting better at working through it. Let me give you an example. I know video is one of the best ways I'm going to expand my reach and possibly get more customers. I have lists of videos I want to create, and for the past 12 months I've been planning to create those videos. I set up a time on my schedule each week to create at least one video I can share to YouTube or with my subscribers, and for a very long time, I have managed to put around 80% of them off for some reason or another. Maybe I just didn't quite have enough time, or I'm expecting a call. I have other pressing stuff that is more fun, but mainly because I'm not comfortable doing videos. I realize what the problem is, but it gives me an excuse to procrastinate. It's not like I'm not busy. I work long hours and I'm productive during a large portion of that time, but there are some things I just procrastinate on. So what keeps us from getting things done? A staggering 26% of people are chronic procrastinators. Up to 95% of students have this tendency as well. Studies indicate that procrastination rates have more than quadrupled in the last 3 decades. The tendency to postpone things affects not only your business, but can affect your relationships and your big dreams for the future. Over 40% of those facing this problem have experienced financial loss because of it. Procrastination can ruin businesses and relationships and even wreak havoc on your health. And different people procrastinate for different reasons. Some blame stress and fatigue, others are feeling overwhelmed by how much they have to do, or waste precious time on meaningless things that drain their energy. Another common cause is analysis paralysis, which occurs when we become so lost in the process of analyzing things that we eventually give up. It's a state of overthinking a situation which keeps us from getting things done. Let's say you're planning to start a new business. You make a plan, you assess your budget, you research the market. However, you're never quite satisfied with the results. You either find flaws in the project or believe that you could do things a lot better. As a result, you make no decisions. You keep postponing your project over and over instead of taking action. Or maybe you want to build that course for your customers. You keep adding new ideas because you know your customers will want this and want that, and all of this extra content becomes overwhelming and you can't stop yourself. You add more, trying to make it the best. The truth is that most people are afraid of making a wrong decision. However, some take this fear to a whole new level. Surprisingly, this often applies to the brightest professionals. Intelligent people are particularly prone to analysis paralysis due to their tendency to overthink things. Perfectionism and analysis paralysis are strongly connected. Since there's no such thing as perfection, you'll never be satisfied with the result. The fear of failure can hold you back and stop you from launching a business, going back to college, stopping a bad habit, or making your dreams come true. One last reason why some of us procrastinate is just plain laziness. Sometimes we just simply don't feel like working, and there's nothing wrong with that. The trick is not to make it a part of your daily routine. Taking a day or two off is good for both your mind and body. It boosts your productivity and motivation. It sparks creativity and gives your brain a well-deserved break. Ideas pop up when you least expect it. The highest flow of productivity comes when you're 100% focused on the task. You might not find your why right now, but this doesn't mean it's not there. Find your inner drive, take action, plan your time wisely. If you're ready to stop procrastinating and get things done, I've got a few strategies that have worked for me, and I wanted to share them with you. Morning priorities. According to researchers, our willpower is limited. Think of it as a phone battery. As the day goes by, your willpower decreases. It's strongest when you wake up in the morning and gets weaker every hour. Every decision and tasks drain your battery. That's why experts recommend starting the day with your most important tasks. Have a big project that needs to be ready by 7 p.m. Wake up 1 hour earlier than usual to get things done. This way you won't be facing tight deadlines or feeling stressed about the whole thing. The most successful entrepreneurs are notorious for being early birds. Up to 90% of executives wake up at 6 a.m. or earlier. Jack Dorsey wakes up at 5 a.m. Indra Nooyi, Pepsi CEO, starts a day at 4 a.m. Tim Cook rises at 3:45 a.m. These people wake up early in the morning for a reason, and that's when they have the most willpower and are less likely to get distracted. Plus, it allows them to exercise, meditate, and plan the day ahead without feeling rushed. Stop being social. Okay, be social, but not on social media. Time flies when you're browsing your Facebook feed or reading the latest tweets. In 2017, the average person spent 134 minutes per day on social networks compared to 128 minutes a day the year before. In 2023, that had increased to 151 minutes. That's just over 2.5 hours every single day. The younger generation spends even more time online. Now, perhaps social networking is part of your job. SEO, digital marketing, advertising, and other occupations rely heavily on social media. However, it's one thing to use these platforms for business and another thing to waste hours checking up on your friends and what they're doing. Set a time limit for your daily social media usage, or even set a time of the day when you'll check the feeds. Get out of here. Sometimes it's your work environment that keeps you from getting things done. After all, who wouldn't get bored or distracted when you spend every single day in the same place? Look, different environments impact our productivity in different ways. Consider changing the scenery from time to time. Go to a local park or a co-working space. Redecorate your room and eliminate the clutter. Go to work at a cafe or work from a home office. It really depends on the type of work you do and where you feel comfortable with certain tasks. Prepare for the unexpected. Yes, it's an oxymoron, but most of us have a work calendar full of appointments, Zoom meetings, other tasks we need to complete on a deadline, and problems can arise when you least expect them. Your child gets sick, the internet goes down, or you have an unexpected meeting you need to attend. The worst part is that these things always happen when you're busy, or at least they do to me. The problem is procrastination can make this worse. Think about it. You've delayed creating that report until the last minute, and then you have to suddenly do something else, which means you miss the deadline. The unexpected will happen. So start taking action on your task right away. Don't wait until you have to pull an all-nighter to finish the job. This way you'll get things done, stick to your schedule no matter what. Plus, you'll feel less stressed and have peace of mind knowing that if the unexpected comes along, you're ahead of the game, you're prepared. Motivation and accountability. Motivation is what keeps you going. If you're stuck in a rut, you need to set short-term and long-term goals. For instance, you could tell yourself that if you finish that project on time, you'll take your partner or significant other out to dinner. Reward yourself for getting things done. Look for inspiration around you. Set new goals or start working on a project you've been postponing for years. Build anticipation and picture yourself succeeding. Share your goals with other people, whether it's your family, your friends, or co-workers. When you commit publicly, you're more likely to get things done. After all, you don't want to look bad in front of others. Accountability is one of our biggest motivators. I'm now creating these Friday Focus videos every week, and I know this is the third, but bear with me. I publicly announced to a large community, around 1,600 members, that I'm starting the Friday Focus videos. At some point, I will be able to stop doing them if I want, but how do I explain that to 1,600 people after just 1 or 2 videos? I've made a commitment to creating the videos, and I needed the accountability to get it done. If you need someone to check in on you with certain tasks or projects, do it. There is nothing wrong with missing deadlines, but the accountability will help you miss less of them. It's all about you. When was the last time you had a good night's sleep? What about your exercising? I get it, life is busy and skipping a workout or meal isn't a big deal, but if it becomes a habit, it can hurt your productivity, your mental focus, your motivation. Sleep deprivation, for instance, has been linked to poor work performance, difficulty concentrating, reduced creativity. It also weakens your immune system, heart function, and mental health, which further affects your ability to take action on your most important goals. In a study, subjects who got less than 7 hours of sleep per night were 3 times more likely to develop a cold. Poor sleep may also lead to chronic fatigue, hormonal disorders, anxiety, and depression, plus it affects your problem-solving and decision-making skills. No matter how many obligations you have, make your health a priority. Exercise every day, even if it's just a short walk after lunch. Get at least 7 hours of sleep and take a nap if necessary. Eat well, stay hydrated. Whenever you skip a meal, your blood sugar drops. That leads to diminished mental focus, tiredness, and lethargy. So, final thoughts for this video. Now that you know some of the things I do to get things done, maybe you should try one or two of them out. Now I want to briefly go back to my procrastination on creating videos. Now I explained how I scheduled them on my calendar, but invariably had a reason not to do them. And I still do that. I still schedule them on my calendar. However, they're now scheduled first thing in the morning when I get up, and I get up at 5:30 every morning. No interruptions. I originally thought it may wake my wife, but I've been doing it for nearly a week now and not a peep. I've created 6 videos, one each morning for the past 6 days. It literally is the second thing I do after getting my coffee and writing in my journal for around 15 minutes. I'll talk about journaling in another video. The videos were the one thing I procrastinated on most, and when I combine the new schedule with the accountability, there is nothing stopping me from now getting them done. You can only spend 2 things in this world, and one of them you'll never get back. That's time. Remember, time is your most valuable asset. Use it wisely and stop procrastinating. Our work will never be perfect. We are not perfect. Nobody is. Do your best with what you have and make improvements along the way. Having a brilliant idea is not enough. The only way to bring it to life is to just do it. This is Steve Black with Content for Coaches. Thanks for watching.